was pretty lost, and then I found Emong's like spectating series
Yes.
for Tank, and I guess after watching enough of those, I was recommended your like coaching videos on my feed, and
Mm-hmm.
funnily enough, I watched one for Winston, and I was like, he's talking about bubble dancing, all this kind of stuff. This isn't gonna help me, so I just stopped watching. Um, After I role swapped though to DPS, I decided to try again because Tracer's obviously really hard.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, I just watched a bunch of those, and so I wanted to get coaching.
Okay. Sounds good. I want a coach's perspective on how to improve and gain a sense of direction. I haven't been playing for very long, and while I saw a lot of improvements from the beginning, it has slowed down. This leaves me wondering about the biggest flaws in my gameplay and the gaps I could fill with some help. At the time, you were Platinum, Tracer, Sojourn, Echo. Is that still the
Yeah.
case?
Um, to be honest, I haven't really been playing anything other than Tracer.
Okay.
Pretty much like one tricking Tracer, and then on like Havana and like Circuit Royale, I'll play Soj.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. I know that you at the time had said around like 85%, but that's kind of cemented even further, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like 95% at this point.
So why Tracer? Because it's kind of a big pivot to go from tank to DPS, and then maybe one of the highest skill floor DPS as well.
Um, Originally, I almost only played Winston. Even now, after playing like 400 more hours since I started playing
Sure.
DPS, Winston is still my second highest level hero. So I tried to like one trick Winston, and I guess I just wasn't really enjoying tank that much.
Mm-hmm.
And when I played DPS, I played Cassidy, and just like off-rolling sometimes I got like silver 2, I think. And after I got pretty like bored of tank, I just played quick play for DPS, and Tracer is like everybody knows she's a hard hero. Some people are like intimidated by it. I think I was, but playing in quick play, I thought she was really fun, so I tried it in competitive, and I D-ranked to silver 5. I was into motion protection for bronze, and so I was like, yeah, I need to find like some type of way to improve for this hero.
Okay.
And
Okay.
she was like the closest thing to Winston that I uh that I liked.
Sure. Been really close to diamond multiple times. Has that changed? Have you hit diamond?
Yeah, I got Diamond 4 a like a week after I made the form, and then I've
Mm-hmm.
just kind of been there since.
Okay. In the short term, I'd like to reach diamond, and I also want to find more consistency in my gameplay. So, congratulations on diamond, but have you found the consistency?
Um, yeah, I think I'm almost always playing at like the same level.
Okay. How so? What changed, or is it just it clicked?
Um, in the forum, I said that I had a lot of like stupid deaths and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like taking fights I feel more confident in, like not stupidly. I feel like that helped me a lot, but my mechanics also improved
What does stupid
a lot.
engagements, stupid duels mean for you?
Like dying to a Hanzo that isn't even aiming at you, like that kind of stuff.
But how does that happen? You
Or,
get what I'm saying?
yeah, like just going like out in the open, like that kind of stuff. Like a Torb like spamming down mid, and then you die to that. That's pretty stupid, and that happened a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Beyond that, you said your mechanics aren't necessarily a strong point. You've been working at them. Uh,
Um, yeah, I
since then.
I didn't improve, or I not improve. I didn't warm up before. Um, And for a long time when I played DPS, I didn't warm up. But recently, like 2 weeks ago, I've been warming up, and it's actually made a really big difference.
Nice. Good stuff. Love to hear it. Also have a pretty weak mental, and you kind of correlated the two between that and your stupid deaths. Maybe not so much, but would you still say that's the case? And then if so, like what about your mental is weak?
Um, I feel like it's not that big of a problem now. I feel like every now and then I feel like I get really tilted
Yep,
off of like
happens.
just like stuff that I shouldn't even really be worried about. But it used to happen so much more often.
What changed?
I think I just started focusing more on like what I can do and like how much I can impact the game, just trying to play the best I can.
Hmm. Good. Do you think that helped with your consistency as well?
It probably has, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I was always worried about like what are my teammates doing? Um, and I feel like I underestimated how much you can actually do in game just by focusing on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You also described goal of reaching masters potentially, and you're certainly getting a
Yeah.
lot of gameplay at least at the time of the forum. So, is that still your goal here, like long term?
Um, yeah. I feel like I just really love the game. I just love to play.
Yeah, that's good enough reason to send it. Do you have any questions about how you how to kind of structure your playtime? Because you're getting a lot of hours in. Do you feel happy with the way that you're approaching those hours?
Um, how much did I say I played at the time of the
Said like
forum?
4 to 8. It said a lot.
Yeah, I feel like recently um since the forum, I feel like I've been playing like 4 to 5 more. After 4 to 5, I feel like my gameplay just kind of starts to like fall off a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's good to touch some grass and do something different as well. It might
yeah,
also be a question of like one of the things I always recommend is if you ever want to have a lot of Overwatch to be played, if you want to kind of just keep going, just change what you're doing. Play quick
yeah,
play, off roll, go on an alt, just don't practice, just play. you know,
yeah. I
I,
feel like I play quick play like
uh-huh.
a lot more than I used to. I off
Yeah,
roll on support a lot.
sure.
Um, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're getting in your hours of training and preferably doing that first, then you're probably good to go.
Yeah,
But, if you're going to just get trash hours in just because Overwatch is a really fun game, that's fine. Just differentiate it mentally between the two things, whether it's a different hero, a different role, whatever.
yeah.
Do you have any other questions about strategy, training, mechanics, anything else?
Um, I've been really curious on like how to like properly VOD review myself
Yeah.
because since I watched like so many of the videos you made for Tracer,
Mm-hmm.
um, a lot of it, um, I feel like it like got into my brain, but then like once I try to like look for these things in a VOD review, I feel like my brain's just empty.
Yes. Most of it's a specific skill, not only self-awareness,
Yeah.
but being able to identify those problems and then knowing how to apply them in game. We'll practice that today. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have one specific one
Mm-hmm.
for playing into like Sombra Ball, like
Yes.
that kind of comp, like Sombra Ball Tracer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Whenever I play against Sombra specifically, I feel like I really struggle
Mm-hmm.
deciding like if I should just go for their backline or like helping my backline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like since Sombra's invisible, it's just so hard for me to keep track of like where she is and like where she's
Sure.
going.
So, I mean, it will be easier than it used to be because stealth is on a timer. It's not infinite, so that you can generally control. There is a circle around where she could be, basically, from where she translocated last. You can only go so far. But the rule with Tracer and the way, not to make it impersonal, but it is just, there is a lane or an angle that you choose to stage on. Anything that is on that lane, it is your responsibility to fight. If there is nobody on that lane or angle, then you go for backline or off angle shoot tank.
Okay.
So if you don't know where Sombra is and she's not on you, she is not your responsibility.
Okay.
If Ball stages for your backline from right and you're on left, the Sombra stages on your backline from right and you're on left, then your job is to trade backlines. If they stage on your angle, excellent. Fight them, 2v1. Don't die, don't kill them, but just don't die, and it's good value, right? It is not something that you should ever go out of your way to pursue necessarily. If you want to stage pre-fight, like I think they're going to come from this side, so I'm going to choose this angle purposefully, that's fine. Your matchup versus those characters is very punishing, but it's very punishing on both ends. You can do a lot to frustrate a Ball on the Sombra very easily. In fact, Tracer's one of the best, ironically, anti-dive characters in the entire game because of that. But if you are on an angle or a lane and they're coming from the other side, it's not worth the resources to go and pursue. It's instead better to just chase and pressure what's available from the position that you're on. That's just a rule with Tracer and with most characters in Overwatch.
Yeah, I feel like I usually get really frustrated, like in that matchup specifically, because it's like my team is telling me like help the back line. My tank, I don't know, like it's usually like Ryan or something into that, and so
Yeah. Well, he has the same problem as you do, right? Where it might just be the backline trade because he can't really.
yeah.
But the difference between you and Ryan and where you can accommodate your team is that whereas Ryan will probably never have the positioning space or the kit to be able to deal with those characters, you do. It does need to be done preventatively, though. So for you, it's like if your team is asking for help them by setting up on the lane or angle that is the most likely that Sombra and Ball are to come from. But if you guess wrong, don't second guess yourself. Commit to the value from where you're at.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like, if let's say first fight flashpoint, right, on, I don't know, Suravasa. You roll out towards point. You go towards the mega side. You know what I'm talking about? That congested area with the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Ball's there. Sombra's there. Beat him up. Ball's there. Not there. Sombra's not there. Deep into backline. That's it.
Okay.
Now, if you think Sombra Ball might come from the other side, okay, take the other side. But yeah, you do have to, like, there's always going to be a question of like, oh, I'm asking people to do things and people aren't doing it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Do what you can.
All right.
Any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you want to jump in?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me look for a code.
For me, I'd prefer a code that is where you felt maybe ignorant or not sure what to do. That's best, whether it was a win or a loss. And if you don't really have anything that immediately comes to mind, then a close game, again, win or loss, will be a good demonstration of kind of how you generally play.
Yeah.
Also, recent is good too, because you might be able to remember some of your decisions in the moment.
This one is from like 2 days ago.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So, recent code, but why this one in particular?
Yesterday and today, I feel like I tried to get some codes just to like find like a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the games were just pretty one-sided, or like
Yeah, I got you.
there isn't much to learn from them, but
That's
that
fine.
is a pretty close one, I think.
Okay, sounds good. So, no questions to Tracer before we jump in.
I don't think so.
One was the self-VOD review, which we're going to look at, which is how do I analyze and recognize things in my own gameplay. Here are the two things that we're going to look at. Number one, what do I think of my angle? And number two, what do I think about the way that I am using my blinks from that angle? I'll also chime in with some of the more mechanical stuff, which I won't expect you to recognize necessarily, but I do expect you to be able to coach yourself in blink usage and in staging. Make sense?
Yeah.
So you should have reasonable expectations for yourself. What do you think about your angle here?
There, I feel like Ana's a pretty good target. Um, I think
What are you
I
looking
don't
for
know.
when
I
you're
don't
taking a position with Tracer? As simply as you possibly can.
just a short range off angle.
Do
That's
you have a short range off
what I
angle
would
right
say.
now?
Yeah. Um,
I would say it's
I
a little
just
long, frankly, to be honest with you. Just a little long.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So for you to be able to take this, this feels both a little bit long, but also not much of an off angle. Because where's this on his crosshair right now? And where are you? You see it?
Yeah, you're right.
So if we could just like set a little bit of dynamite here and blow a hole through the wall and then shoot the Genji Diva without peeking the Ana, I would like this position a lot better. But this position in of itself, with where they are right now, is not good. It's not good.
Okay.
So then that's kind of where I'm going to help you here. So you felt like I'm off to the side, but crosshair placement, like where they are, this isn't good enough. You need to coach yourself here. Where do you need to go? There's a couple of choices here.
Um,
Give me two. Give me two different angles.
I think I could just stay like um maybe just stay with the Rhine because it's still early in the fight.
Okay, so you poke out from
He
here,
does
but
have
then
to back up though.
okay, that's fine. So you're going to start here, poke, 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 and then eventually, as they back off, whereas again, we're looking for an in maybe not an in goal, but a next rotation. Where do you go? Again,
Up
give
the
me two
stairs on the
choices.
left is my first.
Up the stairs. So you're going to go up the stairs. Is this a good close range off angle here?
Mm, not necessarily, but
This is
up here, yeah, I feel like
okay.
this is a
Okay,
pretty good place
that's
to take.
one. Give me another.
Maybe, um, maybe to try and like get behind the Ana in that room
So
thingy
here,
there, or
here,
there.
deeper
Yeah,
rotation, much longer rotation, but much higher reward. Yep.
yeah.
Either one's fine. Now, there's one more that's even easier, and this is where a little bit of ignorance kicks in. You just need to get here if you can. This is really good. It's just a really safe off angle, and it will allow your Rhine to get through the choke by pulling their resources back. And then from here, you can then go up the stairs and make your decision from there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is a much more conservative angle to just kind of shoot tank frontline, and then from there go for the rotation. So you kind of create space sequentially, 1, then 2, then 3. But yeah, good job. But this is tricky. This is what you have to do. And the reason why I'm pausing it here is I knew that this angle was bad. And so I made you come up with a better one. But even if you weren't sure if this angle was bad or not, you can still ask yourself, was there a better angle available to me? Even if you think that this one was okay, force yourself to think of another one. And then ask yourself, was this optimal?
Okay.
Chilling, kind of waiting for Ryan to come back.
Yeah.
And if it ends up being the same thing, then obviously we'll move on. But do you see how your confusion about how to take space here is keeping you not only in a bad position, but keeping your team in the choke?
Yeah.
It's kind of been a continuous the last 8 seconds. You've had opportunities to take space, and yet nothing's happened. Now we're taking space. But it felt almost like an afterthought, and there's a risk that you guys could get traded here. Okay. I'm not going to ask you what you should do. I'm going to ask what you do, and then we will reevaluate. Thoughts?
I think this is good.
I think this is good as well. Give me another rotation from this position, though, as the fight evolves.
I think going out and then maybe behind those boxes.
So
behind the
here?
Diva or the Genji. Yeah.
Okay. Give me another one. Give me one that's more conservative,
Maybe-
lower risk, lower reward.
Maybe just staying at the top.
You could.
Shooting
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, right? You ready for this one as well? 1,
Yeah.
2 blinks when you have 3 in angle here. And utilize the cover here. Apply pressure from this rotation here. You see it?
Yeah.
Frankly, this is going to be, again, kind of like first point, probably the best rotation available. Why? Because it has better cover. It's a little bit closer. And it allows for better rotations as well. So then, like, kind of as this fight evolves, you can push here. You can do the whole box rotation, but you could do so with only 1 blink instead of 3. You kind of get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a sequential, okay, this angle, then they back up, then I take this angle, then they back up, then I take this angle. And this is what makes Tracer hard. It's not just the mechanics, but it's how your positioning evolves as the fight goes on. She does it more than any other character in the game. That being said, nice job. What do you think about your blinks here?
I feel like I'm not using that very well, to be honest.
Okay, be more specific. Starting from here. We'll slow it down to 0.25.
I feel like that was pretty unnecessary.
Why did you do it then?
Just to try to kill her easily.
Why does blinking forward there allow you to kill her easily? As opposed to what? Just kind of swinging the same angle?
Yeah, in the moment, I don't know. It's just what happened, but in hindsight, I feel like it's just wasting the blink.
Sure. I disagree, frankly. And let me explain why. If you peek this Kiriko from the exact same way that you peek it, what is she going to do? She's going to shoot you in the head.
Maybe kill me, yeah.
She's going to shoot you in the head. So you peek this here and then blink to at least force her crosshair to move. You can't blink through her because you don't have 2 blinks, but you can blink at least to force her to move her crosshair. I don't mind this. That's what blinks are for. It's to win duels and to reposition as necessary. If you had wasted your blink there or not wasted your blink there, you might have died. You understand?
True.
That's what a blink's for, is to not die. What about this?
I feel like this is pretty good.
Why?
Diana can't really help D.Va at all.
Did you want to stay here? Probably not, right? So you had to get out of here, right? So why was this good? Why is this blink good?
It's safe.
Yeah, it's safe. You're outside. Why is it safer? You're outside. You have cover, right?
Yeah.
Bit of an angle. Thoughts?
That was a pretty stupid blink.
Was it? You sure?
I don't think she would have died from that.
So
Even if
you're
I got
saying
it,
the blink wasn't worth the 40 damage. It would be better to recall and have the HP here.
Yeah.
Or and have the blink. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Good call. But again, we're asking why. Generally, a blink melee into recall is fine. But obviously now having that 1 blink would be pretty nice. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's keep going here. Thoughts in this blink?
I mean, nobody's looking at me. I probably could have just walked, but...
Okay. But did you want to be here instead and be here quickly? Probably.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not the end of the world. You're still playing in a relatively safe angle. This blink? Behind? Yeah? It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So blinks weren't too bad. Maybe the blink melee unnecessarily is something to keep a look at. But frankly, it was okay. Rotations could have been
I
better.
feel like I do the blink melee recall a lot.
Sure. It's good when the damage... And I'll go just so far to say it's not only good when it's the final blow. It's good when you have enough blinks to continually force the duel and win it. The reason the blink melee didn't make sense there was because the mega. That's why.
Yeah.
You were never going to be able to win that duel anyway, so wasting a blink for the extra 40 damage is pointless. Yes, as you said.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the angle?
I think it's fine.
I think it's good. Yeah. Short range off angle. Nice job. Playing your range versus the tank. Just pepper her down. You're between recalls anyways. Oh, it's totally fine. Thoughts in this rotation?
Good.
Good.
I like it.
Very good. Thoughts in this rotation?
It's pretty early, but I think it's still good.
Yeah, it feels like there's some presence on main, and you did kill their tank, so there's a window here.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this use of blink or lack of?
I feel like I probably could have blinked behind her, but she used Suzu, so I don't think I would have gotten the kill.
But was there any? It's not about using blinks to force Suzu. It's for using blinks so you don't die.
Yeah.
So that maybe you can force Suzu, but you should have died here.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go for the play, then commit the blinks. If you're not going to go for the play, then don't. But you committed for the play and you halfway did it. And so right here, you should have died.
Yeah.
You blink through, you finish your clip, you melee, and then maybe you recall, but you guarantee your safety as opposed to, I hope that she doesn't hit that second shot. Right?
Yeah.
Cat. Let's keep going. That's unfortunate, Nano, for that Ana. Thoughts so far from here?
This is fine.
Think so too.
Good, I think.
Short range off angle. Obviously, the nice thing about high ground is the ability to rotate really easily off of the high ground, so you can basically take any angle that you want. Thoughts so far on both blinks and rotations?
I think it's pretty good.
Did you know her teleport status?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so that's a mistake. But
Yeah.
you know what you did? You did track one variable. So good for you. Good for you.
I saw she used Suzu, so I just went for it.
Good for you. I obviously that's not a perfect play and you need to track teleport, but you know what? You did track Suzu, so and you did use your blinks and you did rotate forward appropriately. Nice job. Not good, but okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this rotation?
It's good.
Yeah, short range off angle. A little bit of that high ground here. Thoughts on this blink?
That was pretty stupid.
Pretty stupid, right? You could feel panic because you realize, oh no, this is my last blink. So what should you have done instead?
Probably should have just stayed on the high ground.
Yeah, probably just stayed and just kind of jiggle peeked, you know, and then waited until you had your next. So basically what's happening here is your blink usage in devolved fights tends to, well, devolve, right? Like you tend to either kind of just use a blink and go, oh no, crap, I'm dead, or oh no, I shouldn't have done that, right? It's like, I think the moment here needs to be a reevaluation of what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Take a split second, go, okay, I have no blinks, so anything I'm gonna do here is gonna be really conservative and cautious and not, right? This is a mistake. Even dropping here, this is hubris, right? This is silly. This Ana's half HP, or this Ana, or I have 3 blinks, or I have recall, right? This is just behaving like you have everything when you don't. Now you kind of bail it out nicely here. You find the hay bale, literally, get it? And so you're able to find something a little bit more conservative, but obviously, like, it's not great. Pure Mercy just got smoked. Okay, thoughts on this rotation?
It's good.
It's great. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this rotation and the blinks accordingly?
It's pretty good. But
Agreed.
I don't think it blinks for the
Agreed.
duel, so.
Yeah, and see, that's the key thing, right? So what you do right now is really important. I think I know what you're going to do, but I'm not so sure I'm 100% a fan. Ooh, you surprised me. You played it a little bit more careful. You see? This is good. This is good. And now with the way that this fight is snowballing, blink and a half, recall. Now this is still risky, but it's more appropriate than it would have been literally 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
And you even are able to use this. You see it?
Yeah.
Could you still have been punished for this? Yes, but it seems you're more aware of the risks that you're taking and trying to mitigate them with how you're moving better. And so you're going to recall out potentially, but instead of gambling that she's not going to hit her shots, you're giving her respect and keeping attention for a long time, and now she dies for it. This is great. Really, really good job, both in your rotations and your blink usage, because in this particular instance, the two were the same.
Yeah.
Thoughts in this rotation? Well, okay, you bailed on it, but seems okay so far, right?
Yeah. I think I just wanted to try and help my Mercy.
Yeah, I think it was fine, yeah. Well, what happened is you were going to take high ground because everything was far away. And then the D.Va went for your Mercy, and all of a sudden the D.Va's close, so you don't need to rotate anymore.
Yeah. That was pretty stupid.
Thoughts?
I think I should probably stay here if I can. Just wait for my team.
I understand this. This is thinking my Rhine's too far. They're going to try to clear me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens here. Thoughts?
I think it's good, but I think I fall off right here.
I wouldn't say it's good. It's close to good, but not quite. Right here, this last blink here is unnecessary. You blink through, but look at where she's looking. You see what I'm saying? So what should you do?
Yeah, I think that's like a bad habit of mine. I like pointing it out now. I feel like I do it a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably should have just blinked behind her and then shot her.
Right. And not just that, but also it's the third blink of like here she comes, but it's like she's not looking at you. Just reload and keep shooting. You know, make her there. Like that half a second could have been used to reload. And then we would have had that third blink to blink through her and maybe finish the kill, or certainly force Suzu. You get what I'm saying? So just some of the minutiae of how you're blinking in duels could be done better, a little bit more intentionally. Not the end of the world. You did fall, which is annoying, but we can still retake an angle here. Thoughts on your angle here? Thoughts on your position here?
It's pretty far from everything. I'm probably
Yeah. So we need to figure it out right now. I think we're in the process of figuring it out, which is good, but obviously it feels a bit ugly. Thoughts so far on this rotation?
I mean, I was looking for the Freya, so I think it's fine, but she is on high ground, so...
Something's going to be here, though.
Yeah.
Like, you're intentionally... You go to shoot D.Va here, and then she just keeps backing up. So they just keep giving up more and more and more space, so you just keep deepening and deepening and deepening. Something will be here.
Yeah.
Right? And something's there. Thoughts?
This is good.
Yep.
That was pretty...
You chickened out.
Yeah.
You chickened out. What would you do differently?
Probably just shoot.
Okay. Then?
Maybe blink to the right through that doorway. It's a
Then?
little safe. Keep shooting and try to live. I mean, if they're both looking at me, it's pretty good for my
Then
team.
blink through again, and then, you know, blink through again, and then, you know, blink through again, and then recall, and then blink, and then... Right. It's not just the pulse spawn, but also the fact that, like, look at how short your value is here. You were here, you were there and gone. Like, we could have sustained this pressure with the resources that we had and with good movement for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, right?
Yeah. I think this is... I think I just die here.
Do try to blink that. Just a good general rule. You can blink and dodge that pretty quickly. And then you can always read your recall for a bit of extra HP.
I just... Since Freya is like a new hero, I don't really know that much about like her kit, and her like scope shot, it takes out like a big chunk of my health. So
It does.
I'm, like,
It does.
Scared of it.
It does. Yeah, I mean, you do have to respect her, but she gets farmed anytime you catch her. And she, like, it's not a skill. Like, if she doesn't have verticality to avoid you, she's freaking screwed. Because even the act of scoping is not a true quick scope. There is a animation. So every time she scopes, she starts to slow her movement down for about half of a second. And you can punish that repeatedly. So just blink around her like you would any other sniper character and ruin her day.
Okay.
This situation was more like, I think you did the right thing. You pulled attention. You got out. Your Kiriko was just a little slow. Bit of cheating because she's low, but I understand. I understand. You got the kill, so. This is the moment of truth, though, right? So, what do you think?
I think this is pretty good, but
You just got to be careful.
yeah,
You got to be really careful. Because you're like, oh, okay, we got one, but like you don't have recall here. You can't really, yeah. So you got to give a little bit of respect, right? Because this is the result of that respect, right? A favorable trade elsewhere. Good job. But don't freaking die because you don't have recall. Don't treat it like, okay, this Ana's dead meat. No, she's not. You don't have any information about her resources. She's full HP. She's got help. Be careful. Thoughts?
I think it's good.
Yeah, as long as you end in that corner to your right. That's kind of the concern, because if you can end the corner here, you can recharge the blink, and then now we can take the duel. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So kind of, you noticing that so many of our blinks, when the target's not in the open, is inherently tied into our rotation.
Yeah.
You're rotating from corner to corner to corner to corner so that you can continually greed their attention for longer and longer and longer. So if you think about it, your blinks are your rotations. When you go through the Ana here, you're forcing her to turn her crosshair and getting free damage. But then when she does turn her crosshair, you can, if you choose to, just completely cheat it and charge up your next blink.
Yeah.
You kind of see it, and sometimes that information is being inconsistently applied. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Good. Cheat. Get her. Nice. Get him. A little messy mechanics, but he should still die. He does. Oh my days, I thought he was going to die to bomb. I'm zooming through this because this is just deathmatch, and it's also deathmatch of targets that aren't looking at you, so you could just shoot. Right, so. Interesting. I would have stayed on D.Va, frankly, just because the HP that she was in. You don't have to immediately pivot to supports if her armor's off, because you can outdamage the support, no problem. Okay. Pulse bombs are a bit messy. Can feel, crucially, a lot of our pulse bombs have been more mid-fight, so that there's just inherently more natural chaos, so I understand that you're under a lot more pressure, and so maybe that's the reason why they feel messier, but just keep an eye on that. It's okay to be calm. It's okay to calculate. It's okay to take a half a second to kind of breathe and be like, okay, what do I want to do with this?
Yeah, pulse bombs are probably like the worst, mechanically the worst.
Yep.
But it is hard, so.
It is difficult, yes. But I think what I would do is try to find a pattern of what you need to be training with your pulse bombs. For me right now, it feels unplanned and very reactionary, some of your pulse bombs. The only one that was specifically planned was coincidentally the one that you hit on the Kiriko once you saw Suzu, right?
Yeah.
It was funny because she still had TP, so she still had a solution, but you were still going into it with something of a strategy, which we have not seen in the last two pulse bombs. That needs to change.
Yeah.
No comment. Thoughts on this position?
I think it's good.
Yep, short range off angle. You're being marked, but this is how Tracer goes, so yeah, fight him.
Yeah.
You even use a little bit of a blink there. A bit cheeky to get that close to a Genji, frankly, because he is very dangerous on that 180, but you did blink all the way through him, so it's hard to do that, so I don't hate it. You dodge the dash. You actually disengage maybe further than I would have even. So, like, here, dodge the dash, and then I'm like, you are mine, my friend. Like, this guy is freaking screwed. So, we could be a little bit more bold there, I think. I mean, obviously, I don't know if your Kiriko killed you or what, or you killed yourself off of the deflect there, but that's just more of a team or, you diff. But I think that second blink was right here unnecessary, if that makes sense.
I think I just didn't know where my supports were. I didn't know if they were behind me or
doesn't matter
on the left.
You're not, and I'm not asking for support here, because all I need to see is that I have 2 blinks and he's at that HP.
Yeah.
This is a duel that you need to be confident in winning, right? If you lose it, GG, go next. But you should not be giving this much respect when you have an advantage in the duel. statistically. Make sense?
Yeah, thanks.
Like, behaving in that manner if a Genji Tracer comes flying at you, sure, but that was a 1v1 that you were winning. Okay. I do think your Kiriko kills you, though. I'm fairly certain that Kiriko did indeed kill you. Thoughts?
I think it's a good angle.
It's okay. It's okay. And there's one specific reason why it's not good. This guy.
Yeah.
Because to fight him on this angle, you must fight at this range. I don't like that. Same reason why I didn't like fighting the Ana on that angle on first point. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was playing more to her range. This is playing more to his. So, you know, you can and should fight this if you're here, but you just need to be so careful. Because one dash and you're dead, right? Alternatively, if we'd had scouting information, I would have just gone back here and preferred to take the duel from this engagement because this is more up my speed. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So when we were talking about how do I peel for Sombra Tracer, I said set up, scout, set up before they even start. But if you've committed, it's too late. Same thing here. If you know Genji was on this close angle, I would not have taken this lane in the first place. But it's too late now, so now you have to fight him. Because you can't afford to rotate mid-fight. It takes too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like really boring. But they're also playing super passively, so it's fine. You're doing good. Not. It's fine. Good use of your movement there. Wasn't perfect, but it was good. So we keep going. She's looking for... Man, what is she doing? So this is where I think you're
think that guy knew how to play Tracer.
I think so as well.
I was on Tracer.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I think the problem here is that like you should be leveraging this angle more. You get your blink here, blink through to here, one blink recall. This guy's cooked. This is your lane. Don't go back to main and then decide. Because I'm like, why are we chasing Tracer? Well, it's because we rotated back to main in the first place, right? So you actually put yourself in a position where shooting Tracer was okay. But the key thing is you shouldn't have been here. You should have been deepening your angle here. We needed a continual pressure here. Your backline's fine, right? This Tracer's a moron. Like she's completely missed the position. She doesn't have the resources for it. She probably should die for it. The only reason that she doesn't is because ironically she disengaged to the angle that you should have been on.
Yeah.
So just when you win duels, push the advantage. When you lose duels, disengage the advantage. But don't leave the lane entirely most of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because it feels kind of like how we behave with like the Sombra problem we discussed earlier, but you can kind of see the result. Like you don't even effectively peel her off that well. And now it's just like we've started here. It feels really bad to rotate from here. We're stuck kind of in the middle. We have to basically blink into the middle of the back line and then recall into our own back line. Really, the only lane that you have to rotate through is here. Here leads to nowhere. Like maybe you could take top or something, but this is like a pretty one-dimensional choke to break, and you really only have the one lane to do it with.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, with the pulse bomb, I think there was a little bit more intention there with the pulse bomb. Like, I saw, like, an actual attempt to hit it. So,
yeah.
That's all right. Oh, dear. Okay, we're good. Burner. Fighter. Little bit more trigger discipline here. We're doing the click and drag. You notice it? In the Tracer duel. Now, you actually do it pretty well here. So she blinks all the way through, and you flick to her pretty quickly. But that's such a waste, right? Just pause. Just pause. Move the crosshair.
Yeah, I've always been pretty bad at triggers.
There's another drag there, right? Yeah. It's getting worse, and it's been specifically with the Tracer duels. More dragging. And now you're chasing a little bit, which is... I mean, she doesn't have recall, so it's not the end of the world. There is a bit of discipline there, but I think it's because of deflect, so... You get negative feedback. Good. Sure. Just get off of cart, right? Get off of cart. So once you're here, you could just relax, you know? Just completely relax and just shoot and blink and move from here as necessary. You don't have to necessarily even blink through. It feels like that blink melee, right? Where it's like, okay, sure, but you miss it. And as long as you're able to hold this angle here and disengage as appropriately, it's okay. But it seems like there's a lot of direct to target focus, which is okay, but you don't even know if she has recall or blinks or not, right? So if you're rotating from here, it probably needs to be this way on the outside, not directly to this target, who coincidentally has 2 blinks and a recall. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'm seeing here is, like, I think as the panic kicks in, you become very much, I need to kill this target regardless of what's happening, and not I'm going to continually apply pressure and see my opportunities present themselves. Take a deep
Yeah,
breath,
that's true.
apply pressure, stay on the outside, play your cover, play your rotations, go from there. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Obviously, easier said than done, but that could be something that you can absolutely practice deliberately in your games. And then obviously, like the trigger discipline side of things, I don't think you guys are going to cap here, are you?
I don't think so.
No, yeah. Okay. So what are you seeing so far? Like principles that I helped you with or you helped yourself with?
I should be more smart with my blinks, in duels specifically.
Be more specific than that. More smart is, that's like, you know, middle schooler terminology, right? Like you got to be more deliberate.
Not wasting a blink when I'm safe or like I don't have to.
Sure.
Trigger discipline has obviously been really bad.
Okay.
And my pulse bombs, I need to like actually have a pretty good plan for them.
Sure.
Not just throw them out when I.
Sure. For blinking, I want you to think
When I
more
have it.
about like being deliberate with how you're using them and also with how you're using your rotations.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, trigger discipline's been bad. Pulse bombs have been bad. At times, negative Nancy aside, your movement has been really good. Not just in terms of your like dodging with blinks, but actually using corner in those rotations. So I want you to continue to practice those things, of course. But you've done a very good job of that. You definitely have put the hours in and put the study in, and it shows. And I know why you're diamond now. It looks good.
Thanks.
Initial starting angle here is fine. Trigger discipline kills you there. It's a tricky duel. You could have maybe even stood still there, frankly. But like this needs to be something where you just take your time. I know it's like, I can one clip her. No, you can't. You just can't. You just can't. She's not standing still. You're not going to one clip her. Just focus on getting 20 more damage in. Manage that clip better. You need to win this duel here. Like that just hurts. Like
Yeah.
159. And frankly, a lot of it is like, it's not just the mechanical side, like the tracking side either. Like that was just, it's like every little advantage you give, you just throw away because it's the clip is held down and then mashed through. But I don't hate the positioning itself. Nice job. The angle is definitely a little bit cheekier, but you did a good job on it. So, well done. Let's coach yourself on this duel, because it wasn't trash. It just could have been a little bit better. You coach yourself here. What do you think? Let's start from the Tracer's dead. All right. Right here.
Probably just keep shooting her, but stay a little bit closer to the left is what I would have done.
That's it right there. See, remember the thing that we didn't highlight, I think, with our recap is it wasn't necessarily how you used blinks early engagements. It was later you behaved as if you had 3 blinks recall all the time with how you took duels. You don't.
Yeah.
Stop it. You need to hug this wall. So what would you do from here? You shoot her, then what?
I mean, I'm really low on blinks. If she was low enough, maybe blink through her, but
She's not. So what do you
yeah,
do?
when the Kiri comes, I think
But even before the
just
Kiriko
back
comes.
up left.
Right, because Kiriko doesn't come for another 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, just back up left.
Just back up left. Just shoot her till here and then hide. Don't blink. So the reason this blink is bad is not because the blink is bad, but because you didn't have to blink if you'd used the cover better.
Yeah.
If you'd had 3 blinks here and full HP, different story. Then I think using the blink is better than cover because using the blink allows you to keep shooting. But you need the cover here to buy time. Because if you use the cover here, let's say, how long would you use the cover? Till here and then peek out, maybe blink through now, right? So you blink through now, but then that means that you'd have another blink in your pocket. You see it? You'd actually have another blink. So you'd blink through here and you'd still have a blink. Then what would you do from here? You'd shoot, obviously, and then what?
She'd probably be dead right now.
Or, you ready for this one? You do your beloved Blink melee. Blink,
Yeah.
You get Blink melee, recall, and then she's dead.
Yeah.
Right? She's dead. And even if she's not, you'd have one more Blink in the tank to disengage this exact situation. Like, I mean, look at how close to the margin of error. Like, I mean, one Blink and you're out here and you're cooking. And then the Roadhog dies potentially, and or maybe not, but at least you're able to hold the space. That's it. It's just little things. So it's more when you are later in fights, you behaving as if you have full resources instead of recognizing you don't. So you need to be a little bit more cautious. Make sense?
Yeah.
Nice. Sure. Good rotation. Almost got him. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Good bit of trigger discipline there. We're honestly just tracking. Yeah, this is good. This is a good fight from you. This is a really, really good attempt. Nice movement. Just die here. You
That was
son of a
really
gun.
stupid.
You son of a gun. You did so well this fight, though. You did so well. You did a really good job rotating around, using cover, basically responding to attention, and then twice you would see, oh, somebody's low, and you didn't even second guess it. You just went bam, and you almost got him, right? I think that killer instinct's really important. Nice job. Pulse bomb sucked, but literally everything up until the pulse bomb was really, really nice. And if you're even like 5% mechanically better there, I think you guys really will take that. So nicely done. Feel good about that one. Okay. Sure. Thoughts on this angle?
I think it's good.
Short range off angle. Fighting the Genji. We have a bit of space as well on the Genji, so it's perfect for us. The Genji's just one of those duels that the longer the duel goes on, the better it is for you. I think this is just where your ego's kicking in a little bit. I'm not going to say that this is foolish because you do have resources, so it's not stupid. And this is not so much ego as it is, I don't think she's very good at Tracer. So sure, this is fine, but just be careful here. Be careful. Be smart.
Yeah.
You know, use that trigger discipline. You know, hit Kovacs a little bit. You know, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But no, this is okay. Like this is like fundamentally a little bit sloppy, but like it wasn't like you went in without any resources here. It's like you technically had a small advantage, and you think you're better than she is. So okay. Yeah, sure. See, this is more of what we wanted earlier, right? Like, sometimes earlier you would have just gone shot in, blinked in, and then died, right? But you're like, oh, I don't have recall. I'm going to kind of wait this out, see if I can get value elsewhere. Now, I wouldn't be turning my back to Ana here, but even here, it's like because Hog is low. And so then let's see what you do here. Yeah, see, this is more of what we want to see, right? This is what we're missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't even blink because she looks away. So you're like, why do I need to blink? She's just looking away, so just shoot her. Nice. Very, very, very well done. This is a great fight from you. 2 good fights in a row, fundamentally. Nicely done. This is pulse palm. I can smell it.
Yeah, it really is.
You just don't have the position for it at the space. I think the starting here is fine. Like, chill. Like, looking where your team is. This is totally fine. But, like, you can't. You just need to live here. Where should the rotation be from here?
Left or right?
Probably left or right. Yeah, either go underneath or deep in the angle and kind of scout things out, apply pressure. Nice job on eliminating Booty Pastor's Pigpen. That's good for you. Love that so much from you. But this is just so silly. Like, I want to give you points for, like, actually putting in the mechanical thought into it. I really felt like you tried there, right? Mechanically. But it was a dumb strategy decision. So what I'm going to say is I would prefer you to practice both, like a good setup, good patience, and then mechanical effort, even if it takes like a half a second pause, like hide behind a corner and think about it. But as long as you put in one of those things, I'm okay. Like, at least you put something into that, right? Like, you were aiming that sucker up, you know? So, and now, please be careful how you use your blinks. Yeah, I mean, you tried to disengage, it just didn't work, so, okay.
Yeah.
Freaking elevator. On a jump scare. Blink melee. Sure. You have the resources for it, so who cares? Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, this day is nothing really special, but it's well done. Trigger discipline, but we have to get those 1 clips.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So this is just more along the lines of, I know we're not fighting here that much, so I'm going to kind of like hold this angle, let them come into me, right? So this is fine. Now from here, I would walk forward.
Yeah, I think
Why?
I do, if I remember.
Why?
Diana's like, she just dropped.
It's less to do with that. Is there something happening on the battlefield right now, like significant?
Well, yeah, my Ram
Yeah.
is fighting.
Ram's fighting, you heard Tracer top right. Engagement starting, you're doing nothing. Your lane is completely uncontested. This is kind of what we talked about, again, with the Sombra Wrecking Ball, right? There's nobody here anymore. So you do need to deepen and apply pressure. And that might be running into Ana, but even if you didn't know she was there, it might mean tailing up the elevator.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. I don't like this because this is not playing lane theory, right? You know.
Yeah.
So what this means is you're going to kind of be. It's double blinking, but it's also you don't really know where anything is right now, and you could get yourself shot in the back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's actually like now you're just. This is why we stay on the outside. It just keeps your vision so much simpler, right? That being said, what you're actually doing is fine. Like it's risky, but it's fine. It's one of those moments where you choose the kill over the life, and I don't think that's a mistake. It happens. Just should have been there sooner. That trigger discipline. You know what? That's the strategy, is to have bad trigger discipline, so you can literally like take. You don't have to use your index finger anymore. Just tape the button down. You know,
Yeah.
that's actually the strategy. It's like maximum focus on your movement. I actually love that from you. That's so smart. I hate that voice line so much. It sounds so uncanny. Farewell. It's like, what is he saying? Disturbing. Again, the hubris here. I don't think it's like full hubris because I think you're definitely expecting more support than she's going to get. So but yeah, just be careful. You got to commit here. We got to choose our lane. This isn't going to work anymore, right? So, okay, fine. Get under here. Wrap here. Let's move. Don't love this. You kind of are stuck in the middle again here. Where would you rotate from here with the power of hindsight? Without scouting. No scouting allowed.
From right here, I think. Earlier, I would have gone to the elevator, but here, I think maybe just go through the left door.
Yeah, just kind of approach it from here. Like, you can kind of see this, what I'm saying. It just gives you a little bit of objectivity, which you're missing here. This feels like chaos. This does not.
Yeah.
And it's because you're center lining. Again, it's the same thing you did here, where you center lined here and then open yourself up to threats instead of trusting the angle. I liked your attempt here. I mean, if you could have gotten top, this would have been great. But if this is uncontestable, then fine. Try the other door. Don't run it down the middle, though. And the pulse sum obviously is, again, one of those moments where it's like you're not fully thinking, you're panicking. And to be honest with you, it's understandable. Freaking sucks. No comment. Goodbye. Oh, she didn't have nade. All right, well, there you go. Rotation?
I think it's good.
It's okay if you get
Should
the
probably
room.
Go in the the room.
Mm-hmm. Frankly, here, if I want to be nitpicky, what should you have done instead from here, though?
I'm not sure. Maybe deepen on the right.
Yeah, or
That's
even
all I
simpler.
can think of.
Whoop, that's the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Take elevator, right? Because this is too deep of an angle. This is a rotation, it's fine. But like you can also just give yourself like more options from here if you'd like to. Either one would have been fine. Deep and right would have been good here. I don't think you're expecting her to re-peek this angle, but yeah, this is still going to feel uncomfortable because this is so incredibly naked. So I think you're going to go inside right, which is probably the best from here. Yep, you're leaning inside right. This is good. But this is more along the lines of what could have been, should have been done 20 seconds ago, and less so all the mistakes that you're making right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take some notes. What needs to be done better? We talked about it at the halfway point. Let's talk about it again. Be as specific as you can.
Just stay on the lanes and not just go straight down mid with blinks.
Trusting your lane, right? Trusting your lanes. Okay. What about your mid-late fight, dueling, blinking, etc.?
Let me think. Have a little bit more intention using them, and maybe taking better cover, like mid-duel.
Sure. Sure. It's like those low how are you approaching duels when low in resources?
Yeah.
Plan pulses, trigger discipline, keep practicing coaching yourself on rotations. Always be mindful, not always, but when you are practicing position, be mindful in the middle of the practice round. However, we practiced today. I didn't really teach you anything super new rotationally. Maybe the lane theory, that's not really new to you, but probably like highlighted that again. But you practiced 40, 50 times, maybe not that many, like 30, 40 times. Where should you be? What do you think about this? Where's this rotation?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you have to do. You just have to practice doing it over and over and over again. You don't have to do it every VOD. I would never do it longer than 10 minutes. Maybe every once or twice a week, tops, and on a bad map. But you just need to rep it out. And you don't even have to know. Like if I found the right answer or not. Just what would have been a good idea? What do you think? What about this? Maybe I should try that next time. What if they're holding here? Okay, what about this? Just rep it out. Just rep it out. Give yourself more experience. Because how did you find half the positions and rotations that you did in this particular VOD? Just with experience, repetition. Okay. Give yourself some new ideas. Give yourself some criticism outside. Make sense?
Yeah.
You just need reps.